for just 1 week when you lost 3 pounds. So in the first week, you lost 3 pounds on this, right?
That is correct.
Your GLP-1 is a natural hormone that's in every single one of our bodies. And your GLP-1 lets you know if you're full. It's a satiety hormone. So when your GLP is working properly, it does help suppress your appetite as well as reduce those cravings. It's a sugar-free fast melt caramel. So what it's going to do best is it's going to reduce your sugar cravings or any other cravings you have in your body. It's going to suppress that appetite. But where Melissa got the most benefit, I think, over the last week was the L-carnitine. The L-carnitine tells your mitochondria, this is where you make, we talked about it before, this is where you produce energy in your cells. It actually tells those mitochondria to burn fat for fuel. We're noticing other people losing up to 7 pounds in the first week. 4 pounds has been about the average. As you lose weight and as you take these Bella Melts, it's going to help lower that blood sugar in your body as well.
All the information is there. MelissaHouseBG.com, MelissaHouseBG.com. Just now introducing for the first time Bella Melt with GLP-1 fast action.
Live up to freedom. Thank you so much for joining me today as we count down to 8 p.m. Eastern Time on this very historic day of Tuesday, April 7th, 2026. World's about to end. Oh yeah, I'm going there today. We're live on WorldViewTube.com, WorldViewTube, Rumble on X, and WorldViewTube app, which is available for free on your app store. All you need to do is go there, look up WorldViewTube as one word, install, turn on notification, you are set to go. Did I mention it is free and available to public? We're also live on X America News on X and live on my platforms on X, Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, and Substack. Join the conversation. As always, it's just me and you today. We're going to talk and we're going to count down at least the next hour of what's to come. And we talk about some good stuff because, you know, there's always good. There's always good. It's been an interesting half of the day. The morning has started with my phone blowing up. I was up pretty late last night and then cut a couple hours of sleep, and then my phone was blowing up from inside Iran, Europe, you know, all of the circle of our Iranian people. And, you know, it was fun. And then there was work. And then, of course, I joined Brandon House on his radio. And then I got ready for my show. Then I'm going to join Brandon again on Brandon House Live, I believe. And I decided at some point I translated some of the messages from inside Iran. I posted those. That was good to do. You know, there were different reactions to the news of tonight from inside Iran. And then, of course, there were different reactions on the comment section of those posts, which are on my X, Facebook, and Substack. And as I was getting ready, and normally if it's not a Monday, Mondays are impossible. But if it's not a Monday, I normally have a good 45 minutes gap open to get ready for my show. And when I say get ready, it's not like researching and searching videos. No, it's like, you know, dolling up, do my hair, what am I wearing, what color makeup I'm wearing. And I put my headphone on and just blast the music to kind of get me going for the show. And I was doing that. I stopped the music. I stopped doing my makeup. I was like, you know what is the best thing that's coming out of all of this for me? Is the good reminder that one of the reasons, though there are times where we're so frustrated with it, but the reminder of how different we are, not just when it comes to our looks or genes or IQ, no, when it comes to picking and choosing our path, how much we're different when it comes to even how we would take a sentence and translate it in our own head. And then from there, because that's how my brain works, right? My brain jumps all over the map. From them, like, see, I think this is the biggest challenge we have as Christians, because we're specifically not to read and understand the Bible through our own understanding. Can you imagine the challenge? Or maybe that's where, including myself, a lot of time we fail to understand Lord's words, because that's the whole point, right? How we take, like, the one text message you send to 5 people, and 5 people can have 3 different reactions to sometimes even 5 different reactions. Now imagine when we are specifically told to read the Bible, not use our own understanding, where we are so trained by our own environment, by nurture of our upbringing, on constantly using our own understanding, especially when it comes to words. And part of coming to this point was when I was on radio with Brian, and I mentioned that the opening of Trump's social, what is the Truth Social post this morning, rattled me pretty badly. And that's where it all started with me. I'm like, there are those who are translating it differently, understanding it differently, but I have personally taken it. I have talked to, I don't know, 20 people, and none of them have seen it that way, but I have. And including those 20 people, some were Iranians who didn't take it. So it's not even I was thinking it's my Iranian side that's taking it. It wasn't. Anyhow, I'm saying all of that to say that every single day, at least for me, I am very grateful that something happens for me to come back to where my head needs to be, to a personal point where I have a good reminder, either out of a good situation or a bad situation, where I remind myself that this is exactly your challenge. Everything you think from the moment you wake up until you go to bed, regardless of how many hours is it in between, as humans, we're constantly looking at all the challenges thrown at us in life. Yeah, at least I should say majority of us, including myself. And today was that day of, girl, you keep thinking it's been over 3 months where you had to do this and do that and face this and face it and this challenge. Well, it's a good time to remind yourself that the biggest challenge, the reason you have been facing these challenges, is maybe because you have forgotten about the big challenge of not trying to translate Lord's words under your circumstances and then think that is what it should be or how it should be. So I wanted to share that with you guys, because I know most of my audience on all my platforms do like this kind of conversations, and they like to hear my sudden, epiphanies, or coming back to ground zero. Hey, Pookie, good to see you. I downloaded your weekend podcast, but will you upload just the live you did at some church in Chicago? Yes. Oh, thanks for reminding me. By the way, is one thing I'm going to be doing moving forward on, excuse me, on Saturdays on my Substack, Rumble, every place, my own platforms. I'm going to be doing it, let's say, best of the week, where some might be my own show, might be me on somebody else's show, might be me on a stage, but for about 7-8 hours, a straight one stream, I'm going to be streaming what I would think is worth repeating. That way, those of you who can't catch my show during the week, or we can rerun all of my interviews outside of my show on my show, so it's a good place. And yes, Spooky, that should already be uploaded, but I'll make sure to check. And when I find it, I'll let you know where to find it. I'll make sure of that. Yes, on radio after me, Yosama was joining Brandon House. It was a while, actually. I need to call him. It's been so crazy. I haven't called him, but I will. I didn't catch the discussion. I had to hop off and go do something and then get ready. But it was good to see Yosama joining Brandon. Philip says it's actually laughable. Which part, Philip? You got to tell me. Sorry, I was rambling on. I don't know which part was laughable, but I'm guessing you're referring to the Truth Social post. Jerry.
Life is too short to spend a single moment spinning in laundry worries. Take a load off your mind with the all-new Norwex Powerzyme laundry detergent. This natural detergent harnesses the power of enzymes and plant-based surfactants to leave fabrics fresh and clean without fillers, brighteners, synthetic fragrances, bleach, or harsh chemicals. So go ahead, have your cake and eat it too. More than ever, stressful stains have met their match. Powerzyme's fast-acting enzymes break down organic substances while natural surfactants loosen locked-in dirt and oil, removing residue, stains, and odors with ease. With 91% bio-based ingredients, this dermatologist-tested hypoallergenic formula is suitable for sensitive skin types and delivers a safe and effective clean that won't harm you or the planet's waterways. Less time spent worrying about laundry means you can focus on what truly matters. Norwex Powerzyme Laundry Detergent. Discover the power of nature and load up on confidence.
Welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. I do apologize. Seems like this girl's gonna have to be forced to buy a new laptop because this is, I don't know how many times this laptop has died in the middle of either me on air or me on interviews. Accept my apologies. And we're back, but I actually lost all the feed and the comments. I apologize. I can't see your comments that were there before, but hi everybody. And your comments, I'll catch them now. I am trying so hard to giggle and laugh and dance around today, but it's one thing after another. But look at the bright side. In about 2 minutes, we had to take our first ad break anyways, but we did that, so it's not too terrible. Hey, go away, good to see you. I wasn't planning to go there, but exactly. And thank you. Go away said it's glad to see you up and about after being taken out by your stairs on Sunday. As I'm trying to, again, have a good day, I took a nice fall down my basement stairs. And I know I need to fix them. They're old and I'm terrible. I don't watch where I'm going, especially when I have my headphone and music is loud. But there were no major injuries, nothing. That was another good reminder of this weekend. No injuries, but it was one of those moments where your body, like your brain needs more than a minute to catch up with your body and you kind of go into that panic. And I grabbed my phone, thankfully, good news. My phone is glued to me. Normally my back pocket, front pocket, summer pocket with me. And this time, thankfully, it was actually front pocket because I landed on my back, so probably my phone would break. But I grabbed my phone and just dialed the first name I could think of, who is distance-wise close and also a familiar voice. The call didn't go through, so I called the second name I could think of. They answered, they showed up. It was great, no injuries, bunch of bruises, and a good scare. But that was another, I posted about it Sunday. It's like, that's a reminder of sometimes we don't understand how important loved ones, either family or friends, are in our life until that moment happens. And the moment you hear their voice on the other end of the phone, you're like, I'm fine, right? But yes, I was up. Well, most of Sunday, maybe I used that excuse to just lay around. But yesterday I was fine, a little sore and a bunch of good bruises, but thankfully no major injuries. And most of you by now know I'm always injured one way or another. If there's nothing else, I will walk straight to my wall because that's how I have been since I was a kid. Good to see you, Lori. No, not too bad. Yesterday was a little, it was mainly my right leg. It was a little sore and my back was a little not feeling too great, but I'm good today. Oh, Dawn, no. Thankfully, it was not Worldview 2 being hacked. It was just my computer decided to just die. Like, literally, I was looking this way, reading a comment from Facebook, which was a kind comment about, freeing Iranian people, and just the screen went blank and everything just shut down. Camilla on Facebook said, free Iran means free world. To an extent, I agree about 80%, because yes, monster, take it out, but then we still have the globalists and the socialists that will try to infiltrate. Stevie, good to see you. American airmail to Israel is suspended, but airmail from Iran continues. Really? That's interesting. Why is American airmail to Israel suspended? I don't know. I'll look into it. I didn't catch that. Well, I wasn't looking at the news for a good 3 hours before I come on air. Good to see you, Nomus. Trump should not tell his moves before he does them. No, he shouldn't. But then again, there is the crowd who says he's saying it exactly to confuse. But in this specific one, especially the morning, as I think I mentioned, I don't have it memorized. If we can pop up his Truth Social post that he put up today. A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change, where different, smarter, and less radicalized mind prevail, maybe something revolutionary, wonderful can happen. Who knows? Question mark. We will find out tonight. One of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran. Oh my goodness. Is this how you guys feel when I write something quickly without checking my grammar? Like, there was just way too many grammar. Yeah, this one rattled, as I said, the first line of it, a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back. Yes, my guard memory up, because as you know, I am extremely proud of the Persian civilization that I come from. And I was like, does he not even know? Like, I said it on Brandon's radio too. Go ahead and nuke Iran. Persian civilization ain't going nowhere. First of all, thanks to the regime in Iran, there are so many millions of us out here still carrying on the civilization that doesn't matter what you do, you don't get rid of our civilization. And let's not mention, certain civilization, I personally, this isn't personal just about me in Iran and Persia, but there are certain civilizations that you should not address that way, because then you just show how arrogant and ignorant you are. And then, of course, not to be brought back. I'm like, I hate to disappoint you, President Trump. But Islam has tried to stop the Persian civilization to bring brought back for 1400 years. You can try, but we ain't going, like, Persian civilization is not something you can stop from coming back. We have come back from wars. I mean, there is Genghis Khan of Mongolians. I mean, there's Alexander. And yeah, as I said, you can nuke Iran. I hope you don't, but you can do it. But your first statement, I personally, again, I prepped myself for the show, so I'm not reacting the way I did about 7:20 a.m. when my phone rang the first time from, the other side of the world with what's coming. I'm like, just take a deep breath. Let me read. I didn't have the thing yet. I read it. I'm like, what am I supposed to tell this person on the phone? Like, tell them what? Of course, I talk them down. I'm like, ignore him. Like, at this point, just ignore him. But then within the same post, when we get past the first sentence, which took me 2 hours to get past the first sentence, there's the whole hint of, we got our new, less radical. And that's the thing. When you say less radicalized, you're contradicting your hope there, President Trump. Like, you have come to a point where you accept less radicalized? Well, I don't even know what that means, but okay, good for you. You mean someone like al-Sharaa, who is slaughtering Christians and Kurds in Syria, and you think that's less radicalized? Like, I don't even know what that means, but okay, fine, for sake of argument, less radicalized. The smart people, they might prevail. And then people, again, I get messages, as I said, I translated some of them. People are like, wait, what's happening? Like, we prefer just bomb whatever you need to bomb, but don't put a new regime of yours in place. I'm like, and funny, I love how on both end of this aisle, people think like I have Trump's personal phone number because I'm getting messages from, Middle East on, you got to get him, you got to get his attention. And then I post some of the suggestions or messages, and then someone on the comment section from the American side is like, you got to get these to President Trump. There are some great alternative suggestions. Like, what make any of you think I know how to get a hold of Trump? Most importantly, what makes you think he's going to even listen to me? Like, I love it. I greatly appreciate the compliment. But I've been trying to get Trump's attention for like 6 years now. I've given up on that. But point being, yeah, the countdown continues. My personal prediction, nothing, I repeat, nothing's going to happen. He reserved prime time on TV. So every show, every network, everything is on him. When he comes and say, they're begging for ceasefire, they lie on in public and they're hating us, and they use their people as human shields, so we had to renegotiate. The usual. Come on, we've been here, and we've been here yesterday and day before that and day before that. Pookie says, Inez, you remember Inez Annie Cyrus at the Real War on Women seminar on November 17, 2017? Yes. With Bill Johnson, that's how long I've been watching you. Understand why you left California. Watch your six. Oh. Yes, I do remember the entire tour of the Real War on Women we did that year in 2017. I appreciate you, Pookie. Yes. But, well, I will be coming to LA May 27th. That was something I should have remembered to send in for putting on a screen, but I forgot. That's all right. We'll do it. We have time. But May 27th at 6:30 p.m. local time, which is Pacific time, I will be at Lux Hotel in Sunset Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, for an evening to chat, talk, speak, sign books, and take pictures and hang out. I don't know how I feel about it. I've not been back to LA in 10 years or so. I'm very excited. I'm very humbled, very honored that David Horowitz Freedom Center has put this event together for me. That is a great honor. I look forward to seeing any of you who can make it there. If you go to Front Page Mag, go to their event page, you'll see the event. It's May 27th, evening with Inez Annie Cyrus. So I'll be coming back to LA, and I'm already working out logistics on how am I going to watch my six while in Los Angeles to a public event that will be publicized. I just publicized it. V on X says that is definitely aimed at the Islamic regime, not Persian civilization as a whole. I completely hear what you're saying, but I go back to my very deep personal belief is choose your words carefully, otherwise don't complain when you're judged. The Islamic regime is not a civilization. I hate to keep with my English, I hate to keep picking on his English, but Islamic Republic of Iran is a regime. And if he's trying to even aim at Islam, historically, Islam is not a civilization either. So when you word it as a whole civilization will die tonight, you cannot blame those of us who are not going to adapt to his broken English, yapping on language. We'll take it as words, rather than sit there, think about, translate, how would this fit an irresponsible leader who just says what comes to his mind. So to me, that wasn't aimed at the Islamic regime, but a whole civilization. And then the contradiction never to be brought back is if you're picking a government from within the same regime, then you're bringing it right back. But again, I have been known, I have so many personal friends who get extremely frustrated because I'm extremely careful with my words. I don't believe in that's not what I meant, because I choose my words carefully. And you've noticed me saying, hold on, what is that? What is the proper word here? Because my English is not as good as, you know, my Farsi. So sometimes I need to think and make sure the English word I'm using is correct, because I don't want to come back and say what I meant to say. And that's, again, thanks to my mother and my grandmother, because they were both of say what you mean the first time, or otherwise you're just trying to get away with the consequences. So I grew up with, I just say what I mean by taking an extra moment to think about that word, rather than later when I'm caught, I need to say, well, what I meant or what it was aimed at, what I was saying is, it's just, again, just me. Sean says, I do not believe he's actually talking about the whole civilization of Iran. As I said, again, Stevie says satanic versus less satanic. Exactly. Satanic versus less satanic. Glad Laura Loomer called out niece of a slain Iranian IRGC chief Qasem Soleimani. And is she or will she and her daughter be deported? Pookie, from what I understand, they are going to be deported. And at this point, even if they're not deported, I have a very strong feeling that they will leave on their own. I appreciate your acknowledgement, V on X. Yes, it was very poorly worded. And I want you to, I'm not saying a free pass or whatever. You all have been extremely gracious with the duration of last 3 and some months of, you know, the uprising, the revolution, the war. But sometimes, again, if I'm a leader, which I'm not, I'm, you know, even in my seat right here, the reason I choose my words carefully is I don't know what you've been through today. And I don't want to rattle you with something that is not accurate, or it could be extremely over-exaggerated through my words. Now imagine about 3 months or more than 3 months, the Iranian people across the world were genuinely exhausted. And, you know, a lot of people, I won't include myself here, but a lot of Iranians have been hopeful watching and looking at President Trump. Then when you drop this, imagine the wave of shock they experienced. As I said, my phone was blowing up with fellow Iranians like, just breathe. I know what you should, I read the same thing, I'm feeling the same thing, but no. It's not about nuke Iran. And of course, you have the other side of the aisle inside America who are translating this into nuclear, he's going to nuke Iran. The morning or midday show I produce, the title of her show was Nuke Iran. I actually hopped on with her for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, trying to make a point. Her audience weren't listening, which is completely fine. It's their right not to listen. It was actually funny. I told her, she kind of giggled with me, but there was a conversation when somebody asked that they have seen me on Piers Morgan with a little Israeli flag on my background as my background or something. I was like, I've never been to Piers. I don't go to those shows, but that wasn't me. However, I do have an Israeli flag, not just a small one, table one, but I have a big one. And immediately the comment section just reversed itself into, how can we trust her? She has an Israeli flag. How can we trust her? I'm sitting there when we took the ad break off air behind the scene. I told her, I'm like, girl, your audience is curious. Because, like, don't worry about the fact that she speaks the language. She comes from the country. She's literally reading off her phone messages she has received. Forget about all of that. She has an Israeli flag. We should not trust her. And that's where I'm like, Lord, please help my fellow Americans as their hatred for the word, a flag of a nation. What you want to tell me Israel government is evil, so is ours. Should we get rid of our American flags? The flag of a country does not represent the government of that country. I don't know why this basic is so far from tangibly understanding of some people. A flag of a country is not a representation of that country, that government. A flag of the country is a representation of the nation. Now, some countries, for example, Iran, I choose to have, right here, the true Persian flag. You don't find this easily. Why? Because when the regime came over, they replaced it with the stupid Allah in the middle and all of that. So, anyways, I get sidetracked. That's what I do. Uh, Sandra, so good to see you. And yes, I'm very glad I wasn't seriously hurt either. Lori said, Annie dear, where do you see all this going? Do you think there will be freedom for the Persians? Lori, before I answer your question, I want to give you a big thank you. I noticed, or I was given a notification that you were my first out of United States amazing 5-star kind words review on Amazon. You have no, that made my day. And to all of you who have picked up the book, I ask you and I urge you to leave your reviews on Amazon. It has made a huge impact already, and we only have like 5 or 6 reviews, and it definitely has boosted the search result on Amazon for me. But Lori, I wanted to say, because I literally got like a little email from Amazon publishing department of, congratulations, you just received your first out of United States 5-star review. And I rushed, I'm like, oh, I like, and it was you. I'm like, oh, thank you, Lori. Now, to answer your question, where do I think this is going? I have to give you the same answer I have been giving all of you. I don't know. For the reason that as a reminder today, I have learned not to try to know exactly where things are going. And then if that's not Lord's plan, then I have to struggle with respecting his plan and getting over my own emotions. However, do I see Iranian people freed? Absolutely. And this is not permanent. If I thought this is permanent, they're not going to be freed, I wouldn't be sitting here every day, some days 3-4 shows back to back, covering what I cover. I would have just leave the experts on never-ending war, cover it, and move on. Yes, they will be freed. Do I see tonight 8 p.m. theater freeing Iranian people? No. Do I see any, not Trump, any U.S. president freeing Iranian people? Absolutely not. However, when Lord wishes on any plan, it will just fall in place by itself without we even realizing or noticing. So I pray for his plan to be whatever it is, but I'm definitely not counting on Trump, Hexat, American government of any sort to be the helping hand that Lord's going to use, because he's going to use his tools, whomever they are, whichever country they are, whichever leader it is. But I highly doubt, not because Lord wouldn't use American leaders, because American leaders are far from Lord. And it is hard to be used as his part of his plan in a positive note if you're not connected to him. And yes, I said it. We have not had a God-fearing president or leader in America for a long time, very long time. Christine, I don't either. That's what I'm saying. He's doing Trump. Trump is doing Trump. I can't miss my second ad break. I was about to. Guys, let's go take our next ad break. When we come back, I'm going to continue reading your comments here, and we're going to continue discussing what's not coming at 8 p.m. tonight. Be right back. Well, hello everybody. It's Annie Cyrus. Welcome to my art studio where all the magic happens. This is the station for painting, and that is the station for all the resin art I do. If you want to check out my art, all you gotta do is go to lutfstudio.com. But I'm sure, for at least I hope, I'll see you at lutfstudio.com. Welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for staying with me until now with all the glitches and my computer dying, coming back, all that good stuff. I appreciate you being here. And again, just a reminder, if you'd like to support me directly financially, there are few ways. One of them is certainly through my artist store, lutfstudio.com. That's lutfstudio.com. Use promo code MISSION and you get 10% off. And I have a very strong feeling that I'm finally building up to doing some new pieces. I did finish 2 diamond paintings. I started a new one, third one, which third one was so needed. The design of it is so timely. I have poured some new pieces in the basement as well. So head over to lutfstudio.com and pick up a piece or two. We still have a couple of them left. Also, another way, the ad was during my crash, not my crash, the computer crash, system crash. But another way to support me financially and support yourself in a healthy way is to go to cyruswellness.com. That's cyruswellness.com. Why did I come up with this domain? Like, I never thought that I need to repeat it, right? Cyruswellness.com is where you can pick up Norwex products from my end as their consultant. Their products are 100% chemical free. All of their cloth, from window cloth, enviro cloth, body cloth, all of them, and towels, have the backlock system, which is amazing. Most of their products are just water activated, so you know for a fact there's no chemical involved. And yes, when you pick up any of their products, percentage of your purchase will be commissioned back to me, and that's the financial way you can support me. And of course, there is the book. You can pick it up for signed copies. You still need to go to my website, liveuptofreedom.com. If not, you can get the Kindle and paperback on Amazon. And if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can read the book for free on your Kindle Unlimited, Architecture of Jihad. And I know I just said it, but if you have picked up the book, I appreciate you picking it up. If you read enough chapters to feel comfortable to leave a review, I will greatly appreciate it. And then I also made this announcement on Brandon's show yesterday, but Lord willing, for the October event of Worldview, I shouldn't say that one doesn't have 2. For that event that I have the honor to be one of the speakers, Lord willing, I will show up with this book for sure, but also I will have the second book, pre-release copies for that event. You can sign up for it. If I'm wrong, scream in my ear, Thomas, but I'm pretty sure the event is for free, but you still have to register. So go to Worldview YouTube, go to the events, or I think you can just go to worldviewyoutube.com/events. Sign up, though it is for free, but you still need to sign up. And yes, I look forward to seeing you as well. And anyone who's there in that building during those 2 days, the Friday and Saturday, will be able, if you like to, you can get both books signed right there. And the second book is pre-release, so it's not even available. You get early access to it at Brandon's event. And allow me to tell you about the topic or possibly working title of the second book in about a week or two, just because I want to wait a week or two. I don't know why I want to wait, but I would like to. That was it on the announcements. This is Bob on Substack. Good to see you, Bob. How do we know what's going to happen when 8 p.m. rolls around and the IRGC fails open? That's a great question. That is the great question. That is the whole what's next. I mean, what if 8 o'clock rolls around? In different scenario, 8 o'clock rolls around and there's a coup inside Iran, because right now there are only 9 names left that are holding the Islamic regime together, right? What if there's the coup from the less radicalized, smart people who are going to pull a coup d'etat and take power? What if that? Or what if by 7:55 that happens? So we have 5 minutes until President Trump can come and tell us about it. What if, and what ifs? There are too many what ifs. But my what if makes the most sense, which is what if we would have stayed out of it last year and let Israel finish the job as we provided support? What if that? Kind of makes sense. But it only makes sense to some of us, not all of us. Have you heard much on any protesting going on, Lori, inside Iran? None. Again, things are very, very chaotic inside the streets of Iran. There's two fronts of this war. Remember, we talked about the drift. So Israel has their own targets. We have our own targets. And then there's the, Iran police that's hanging people every morning. One or two of them. Yesterday, they executed 2 people. So no, there is no gathering. There's no uprising. They can't be. There is no protest. It's going to be pretty dangerous. Hi, Sherry. Good to see you. The more we do, the more chances for accidents. Take care. Oh, you're talking about my thanks. Yes. Yeah, I'm praying for him too. I am praying that he will somehow at some point try to, again, quiet it down and listen, because you need to listen to that voice that is absolutely missing right now around you. I wish he was like that, but whatever. Yeah, negotiations are a joke, but, we keep doing it. Yes, Sherry, I did. I got your email. I apologize. My plan was today after my show, when I have a bit of a gap, I'm going to answer all the emails that are in my inbox. Not only I got your email, but I also have driven to my PO box. I have picked up your gift. I'm very grateful. I appreciate it very much. And I will reply to your email, of course. But yes, ma'am, I did. I'm very grateful. My text wasn't working. I had to close out and come back in. Hey, y'all. Hey, Teresa. Could have been me. I don't know. Everything is my system fault today. My system is not cool today. I feel like today we got to go take our last ad break, but I feel like, I don't know if it was me or you or both, but it was like it was needed for me to just show up and say, Trump, watch what you're saying, but we know nothing's going to happen at 8 p.m. And then we just chat. It's so good when I get to just chat. Let's do this. Let's go take our last ad break. When we come back, we're going to finish up chatting, because I mean, I can sit here and give you a lot of analysis, but I don't want to. You know why I don't want to? Because it's Trump. It is the gambler. He will gamble with anything and everybody. So why would I give analysis when I have a good feeling at Brian House Live? We're going to sit there and say, well, my first analysis was right on spot on. We're good to go. Let's go take our last ad break. We'll be right back, guys.
We live in uncertain times. In fact, we live at a time when our own governments all over the world are warning us that there could be big problems with our power grid. World War III seems to be right on the horizon. Let me ask you this. Do you have a satellite phone? Should communications go down with cell towers? Do you have a satellite phone to get a hold of that college student or your spouse who travels, whatever it might be, to get a hold of your senior adult parents? We have satellite phones at worldviewtalk.com, and you get the satellite phone for free when you sign up for their very reasonable payment programs for the service. Sign up for the service with a reasonable contract, get the satellite phone for free. Worldviewtalk.com. You'll also find they have, well, what I now have, which is a solar generator. Yeah, I have a gas generator, an LP propane generator, but what if that goes down? I want to back up to my backup. So I now have a solar generator as well. You'll find them at worldviewtalk.com. Check it out today, worldviewtalk.com.
Welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. I agree. You know what? We've been in World War III for like years now. And I was talking about cyber attacks today. And yeah, it's not, don't wait for bombs to drop, Lord willing, but get prepared with everything you need to be able, I mean, let's look at it. It's America, right? No matter where we are, Midwest, Southwest, East, West, we don't have East, West. I know, I'm just trying to draw a map. No matter where we are, there's always Mother Nature, right? Every corner has its own tsunamis and hurricanes and earthquakes and storms and all that. So get prepared because it's a good idea. What is the saying we have in America? I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Wow, I nailed that. Yeah, have them and not need them is much better. The moment I moved here, I remember was getting a generator. Like, we got to do that. Because if even there are times where, not in my area, but in some areas in Cincinnati, you know, my bestie loses electricity every time we get like 5 or 6 inches of snow, and then it's gone for like 2-3 days, and it's just not fun. So, yes, get prepared. Worldviewstore.com. Worldviewstore.com, by the way, is another reminder. Worldview YouTube. The biggest support or funder of Worldview YouTube as a network that we get to sit here and talk to you or bring you breaking news or just like today talk is the Worldview Foundation, the ministry of Brannon House. Worldviewfoundation.com is where you can make a tax-deductible donation. And we're coming up right here, you know, tax returns are coming. And I don't know about you, but I normally, you know, prefer to make my generous donations either end of the year or when tax returns come. So yeah, worldviewfoundation.com, make it tax deductible, and that way you support this network, Worldview YouTube, specifically this very show, that sometimes it's good, sometimes it's heated, sometimes like today, I'm not even going there. So worldviewfoundation.com. Oh, shalom, Vicky, so good to see you. You're cooking. I know that's something I will need to do. I ran out of all of my leftovers yesterday, so I will have to cook, but it is good to see you. Okay, I love that handle. I am terrified of even trying to say it. Layli. If I butchered it, I won't Persian, so like that, the spelling would be Layli for me. Trump's bluster, Ayatollah will encourage Trump to decimate the power grid. This action only hurts the citizens. Bingo. I think it's the first time I'm seeing your name on my chat on YouTube. I'm glad you're here. One of the biggest things, like I have message after message, including those I translated and put on Facebook, where people are saying, if you hit this place and this place and this place is better. If you hit the infrastructures you're targeting, it's just going to give more power to IRGC. And I'm like, yeah, it will. But I don't think we have that detail. Again, we're not going to hit them. We're not going to hit them. Listen, if it wasn't for accidental or not, repeated narrative, not once or twice, repeated narrative, including the yesterday one of, if it was up to me, I would take the oil, I would take this, and I would take that, and I would, you know, do this and that. If it wasn't for that narrative, maybe I would think that he will. Or I would lean toward he will. But he wants to get a deal out of this. He wants a deal out of this. And I don't know why some people still think he's got some sort of trick that we're not aware of, or maybe I'm just that good at seeing through it. But his steps are the same almost with every person. When he loses that deal, he comes with, well, we didn't want it and we didn't need it, and we were trying to give him a deal because it was better for them, like Greenland per se. Or he phrases it as some sort of military victory like Venezuela, where again, people, I can't believe there are still people who are taking it as we went and took Maduro and liberated Venezuelans. I'm like, okay, I mean, really? Do you not see the pattern that there was a deal made behind closed doors between U.S. and Maduro's vice president? So he was given to us in a form of capture. He was given to us, and in return, she was promoted to president-elect, as Trump says. I don't know. Maybe it is just me. I can see those. Like, it's way too obvious for me to believe otherwise. Like, yeah, we went and got Maduro and the vice president, the entire military just stood by and clapped because we're so scary. Well, if we're that scary, how come the mullahs aren't scared of us? They flat out rejected our ceasefire offer. Like, again, I don't want to say I don't know because I do know, but I guess others don't. But we'll see. Again, how long do we have until 8 o'clock? We have 3 hours and 9 minutes counting down. So exciting. Then after many moons, Red Wine says, after many moons, a Calvinist, Democratic, Republican with checks and balances on fallen man will be installed. Can I steal that? Like literally word by word. You worded that so good. So good. That's it. That's the thing. When I say stop accusing me of not being America first and just worrying about Iran, this is the point. Every single move is connected back to exactly what we're facing here in America. You really think what happened in Iraq had no effect on us here in America? You really think 20 years of Afghanistan had no effect except the emotional toll? You kidding me? No. You really think last 6 weeks had no effect? Aside the whole, well, it's just a short-term pain of gas prices going up, but in the future, there's no future. There is no more temporary situations. There aren't. Let me go there. I am on YouTube, so hopefully I don't get shut down or blocked or punished for this, but was COVID temporary? Or the long-term effects of it are carried to this day and will continue to carry on. So, Red Wine 65, appreciate that comment. That was a good comment. That kind of fired me up, I think. It did. Dogface Pony Soldier 1960 says a B-52s left, not a, B-52s left the UK, headed to Iran, left about an hour ago. Okay, we'll see where they go. I hope they stay safe. If the IRGC distordly had innocent human shield wear a type of uniform to make them look like IRGC, oh, Pookie, they wouldn't go there. Remember, the reason they have those human shields, they will keep them, even their own. There was one picture or video or something we put up on Brandon's radio that shows, you know, kids and man, and then there's a Hezbollah flag behind them. Some of them are their own militia in plain clothing. No, the whole thing is the PR aspect of this. Number one PR is, look, our people are willing to die for us, which is a lie, but that's all right, because we don't separate people from governments here either. But the second part is Israel and America kill kids, right? So no, they wouldn't put citizens in IRGC uniforms. They would put their own people in civilian uniform. That's how they would do it. Second part, yes, that's exactly, well, that's the thing. They're gonna do it. They're gonna make U.S. and Israel, they're gonna call U.S. and Israel, they've been calling U.S. and Israel the great Satan and small Satan and monsters and child killers and all of that for a long time. But the best way for them to boost that up is if there are pictures of actual, you know, kids and man and woman in normal, you know, plain clothes dead. That's a much better PR for them than anyone in uniform, especially IRGC uniform, or most people celebrate when they see IRGC soldiers taken out. So yes, Lily, we are going to find out in 3 hours or so. Oh, Dave Cruz, I agree. But Dave Cruz responded to my thing saying, COVID, the worst part, TSA, a joke of jokes. TSA was joke of jokes right after September 11th. That's the thing. I'm about to break a 9 years boycott of airlines because I can't. Like, it's impossible for me to drive to LA. I don't have the money to pay for, security. I don't have, and I have to be disarmed in many states as I go. So I'm going to have to fly. And I do not look forward to that part. TSA has become a joke since we decided that terrorists attack us, Islamists attack us in our soil, and we're going to make our citizens' life harder while the burqa-wearing woman passes right through TSA because we don't want to offend them and we don't want to be Islamophobe and we don't want to be sued by CARE. Therefore, we're just going to let them, we let those who committed the crime continue carrying on as usual while we pressure our own, again, I was exhausted. My last straw was when I was stopped at TSA for a necklace I was wearing. It was a necklace. It wasn't real. It was a black with the white writing. On one side had a cross. The other side had a Bible verse. Sell your cloth and get a sword. And it was a bullet shape. They literally stopped me over that. Take it off your neck. They opened it. It was just ridiculous. And as they're doing that, there's a job ferry passes by and I point it out and it becomes a bigger problem for me. I'm like, I'm done with you people. And for 9 years, I have not taken a flight. I drove everywhere. One, I'm getting too old. Two, again, I can't. Like, LA is, I think, almost 36 hours or so of drive. I just can't do it. But we'll see how that goes. If I need bail money from airport, I'll let you guys know. I go live real quick. I'm like, hey guys, come bail me out. TSA arrested me because I'm Islamophobe. Lori says, last question because we got to wrap. Annie, do you think they could penetrate the mountain where the uranium is being stored? No. If we are dead set on getting that uranium, confiscating, capturing, getting it out, whatever we want to call it, it's gonna require boots on the ground. To get to it in Kolang Mountain, we're gonna need boots on the ground. That's the only way to get to that. Overthrow the regime, no worries, or get a replacement of less radicalized them, and then send troops, boots on the ground, undercover, I don't know, somebody. It's gonna need a team of boots on the ground to get to that for over 400 kilograms of enriched uranium in the heart of Kolang Mountain. There is no other way. We can bomb, we can drop all the B-2s we have, and based right now, they still don't have the weapon that would penetrate that far deep into that mountain, unfortunately. Galway said, what Pat have you had to say about tonight deadline? I haven't seen anything on it from him yet. He did put out a video. Oh, I'm going to run over. No, I won't. He sent out a video encouraging the military of Iran to stand down, join the people, and stop this. He also put out a request of, if he can avoid destroying the country, that would be great. Otherwise, God bless you. That was a very short clip version of it. Okay, guys, I got to go. I'll be back tomorrow with Barry Nussbaum, and we'll see what happens tonight. We might have a lot to say about it. liveuptofreedom.com, liveuptofreedom.substack.com. Those two places are great to start to find out how you can support me in all shapes and forms, including financially, through my website, liveuptofreedom.com. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, stay safe and watch out for 8 p.m. tonight. I'll see you on Brand House Live tonight for the rest of the platforms. See you tomorrow.